Hey everybody, it's Andrew from HoneyCart, and in this video, I'm going to give a demo on how our new corporate accounts feature works. So this is a new way for you to bill your corporate customers so that instead of having to deal with so many individual charges, they can just have all of their orders that they ordered billed for in one single bill. So the way it works is that anybody who's trying to place an order can choose to bill it towards a corporate account, and then all of those orders will all get rolled up into a single bill that will get invoiced to that corporate customer. So first I'm going to show you how you can find the settings to enable this. So if you go to settings here and go to payment settings, you'll see that we now have a section for corporate accounts. You can turn it on by just clicking on that. You'll notice here that you have different messages that you can show people when their credit limit is exceeded. So let's say you have a Microsoft as your customer, right? And everybody's been placing orders on that account and it's getting close to the point where they're almost going to hit their limit and the system won't let the person trying to place the order proceed because the limit is going to get hit. So here you can explain what people should do in the event that that happens. Like by default, we just say your order can't be placed because your limit has been reached. Please contact us. So here you can put your email address they can contact you at, or a phone number. And what I've heard how people plan on doing this is that they'll happily just increase the limit for the account if somebody that they know is a good customer hits their limit. So, and I'll show you how to do that later too, on how to change the credit limits, etc. The other cool thing that this feature does is that it'll send out invoices automatically for you. So like you can first you have to enable it, and then you can pick which day of the month it should send out the invoice. So for me, I'll set it to be, get sent out on the first of the month so that all of the orders that have been billed to that account will get automatically generated in an invoice and it'll get sent out. And on top of that, if you prefer to charge people, charge their credit card, this will charge the credit card for the entire invoice amount too. All in one fell swoop, and it's going to send out the credit card receipt, the invoice, all that stuff in one time. So now I'm going to go show you what it looks like to create a corporate account. So what you want to do is you want to click here, corporate accounts. Actually, oops, I forgot to save all this stuff. So I'll just save this for now. And what you want to do is go to here and go to corporate accounts. I don't have any yet, so if you click here, you'll see what that looks like. 1 second. Okay, so now here I am. I actually filled out all this information to save some time on the demo. What you want to make sure you do is click the enabled button before you start, before you save it, just to make sure that people can start using this to build towards. And you can always come back later and disable it if you don't want to give these people the ability to do corporate billing anymore. So pretty standard information. The company information goes here. Whoever the billing contact it is, sometimes it's the accounting department. This is actually going to create a user account for that person. Just a little tiny detail of how things work. And here is where you'll set the credit limit. Typically, like this information of net 30, net 15 is going to get populated in the invoice. That's just to let them know what your policy is for them. And this can be different for your different corporate accounts. For the payment method, this is again for the invoice, sticks in the how you expect to be paid. And if they want to put a credit card on file, you can enter in that information here with the billing information. And this credit card will be linked to the billing contact to their account. And last but not least, here is where you can enter in who should be authorized to use this account for billing. So here, I'll just put myself, and I'll click save. And you can add as many people as you want, and later on you can come back and remove people, come back later, change the credit card information, add a different card, whatever you want to do, change the billing contact. So I'm just going to save it right now. All right, and now when I go back to my page, you'll see that here is a list of the accounts that you have. It'll show you how much orders they have in general, how many users are authorized to use the account. The credit used is how much unpaid credits have they used, and this is how much the limit is. So like once I start filling this up with orders, you'll see that how close I am to hitting my limit. So what I'm going to do now is create a bunch of orders. You don't have to sit through it, but I will show you how it looks like when the customer tries to check out and they can choose this corporate account as their billing method. 1 second. Okay, here I am on the checkout page. I'm logged in as the customer that I had authorized to use the Facebook corporate account. That's my example, Facebook. So when I click here to look at what payment options I have, I can either choose from the credit cards that I already saved, or I can choose to pay via account, which is account and the Facebook, the name of the account. So I'll click that and place my order. And now I'm going to show you what that looks like. You know, when you go view the order, you'll see that it's been billed to Facebook's account. 1 second. Okay, I am on the payments page, which is here now. You can see here on we now have 2 different tabs. So you can see the normal orders that are being, that need to get billed versus any outstanding invoices you have that need to get billed. And you can see here that we have this order number 12 that is using a payment method of a corporate account to pay for it. It has not been billed yet. So what's going to happen is eventually an invoice will get created and this order will get linked to it, and it's going to get paid by going here and marking the invoice as paid. So one thing you want to make sure you do, and I'll show you this. So I'm going to go back here. So in order for the system to know that you want this order to be invoiced, you need to mark it as completed. So change the order status to completed. And so now I can go ahead, I can actually create an invoice. Now, if I had it on automatic, obviously you wouldn't have to do this, but you would just create an invoice like this. It automatically, so you can switch to choose whatever corporate accounts you may have on file. You can make any changes here that you need it. The due date is based on that net 15, net 30, whatever you set on the corporate account, but you can also change it, the due date. And you're going to see a list of completed orders here that are eligible to be added to the invoice. And then you can add any notes if you need to. But what you'll do here is just click save. You can see that immediately after it's created as a draft. And what you need to do, if you're like expecting a check in the mail, what you can do is you can send it. And if here you need to also add it to billing@facebook.com, whatever, you do that and you can click send. And the status is now going to be changed to sent. Also, if it's late, it's just going to say late, like in red. I can make that happen by doing this. I'll just put it to some date in the past. See if that works. All right. Yeah, so now you can see that it's late. And if I wanted to go to the corporate accounts, you can see here that this is the amount of the order that's been used. So when I go pay it, you'll see that it's going to get reset. So watch. So let's say they sent me a check or I'm ready to charge the card, which this guy's going to be billed credit card. Like, so I can just charge it now. And you'll see here that the balance is now 0, so they can keep on spending. And if I go to the payments, you can see that this invoice has been paid. So last but not least, you can also, so the person that's in charge, who's the billing contact of this account, can also see the list of the invoices, and pretty much so they have a history of it. And but the only thing is you guys who are the staff or the admins are the only ones who can control who has access to that account. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please let us know at info@gethoneycart.com. Thanks.